So, how is everyone doing today? I am extremely nervous right now because I'm really putting myself out there and I'm absolutely terrified of what's going to happen moving forward. But you know what? Baby steps. You know what I mean? So, just to introduce myself, my name my online name is the Fly Island Guy. And I'd like to welcome you to my channel. This is my very first video, and hopefully it's going to be one of many videos to come. I have really been interested in aviation and all things aviation since I was a little kid. Never became a pilot, never had flying lessons, but this has really been my outlet. Flight simulation is awesome, and I'm really thankful that this year I get to try out this beautiful product here, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I've been around from the Flight Simulator 98 days, graduated up to the OG Flight Simulator 10, using that for a really long time. Then I heard about X-Plane, and now we're at I was using X-Plane probably for a couple years up until this year actually. And then Flight Simulator 2020 came out, and I haven't had a chance to really play it too much. I played it enough, but I was actually gone for about 2 months, so this is now the chance where I've really been able to get settled down and play for an extended period of time. So just to give you a little more information about me before we get started on this flight, I am, where does my name come from? Fly Island Guy. So I gave you a little piece of it. It's not actually what it sounds like, to be honest. I am really not conceited at all. Fly Island Guy really comes from the fact that I'm from Bermuda. My parents are from the Caribbean, so I have a lot of island culture in me, and from there, the fly part of it is, as I mentioned before, my love for aviation. Always loved it, and as I said, because I couldn't become a pilot, and this is the closest that I'm going to get to it. All right, so in terms of my skill level on Flight Simulator, I am probably between like a newbie and a novice. There's a ton of stuff for me to learn, and this is one of the reasons why I started this channel, is because I really want to learn from the community, get to meet people, get to talk to people, and just kind of improve my skills as an online pilot. And I'm going to look to really, I'm going to introduce things slowly. I want to eventually be able to kind of really get into study level aircraft and use VATSIM, that sort of thing. But we got to start out slow, as I said. All right, so enough talking from me for now. We'll talk some more kind of once we get in the air. But in terms of where we are today, we are in beautiful Aruba. So just to kind of give you guys some backdrop, because as I mentioned, my Caribbean influence, like a lot of my flights, at least initially for now, are going to be starting off in the Caribbean or somewhere in that area. So I'm going to try and tie it into my personal life and kind of tell you why I choose certain places and kind of go with the stories behind it. And we'll go from there. But today it's going to be Aruba. We're going to be going to Venezuela. Specifically the Arturo Michelena Airport in Venezuela. It's a pretty short flight, so should be interesting. I'm flying the King Air today, and we'll see how that goes. I have kind of had a little bit of luck and a lot of bad luck. A little bit of good luck, a lot of bad luck with this plane. But it's the one that I really enjoy to fly. Like, I want to see more big prop airliners. And this is kind of the closest you get to that right now. So that's where we're at. In terms of our flight today, we're going to go... so we have our flight plan right here. We're starting out at TNCA right here, and we're just going to basically fly kind of southeast and head down to Valencia, where the airport is. All right, so let's get the plane all fired up now. I've been talking for really too long. I hope you guys are still hung around, but if you have, you guys are awesome. If not, well, I apologize. Hope you guys come back. All right, so let's get things started up.
Engaging autopilot.
We're gonna turn on the battery.
TAWS system test. Okay.
Get the avionics on, and let's see where things go from here. All right. I love as I said, I love the King Air, but haven't had the best luck with it. But we'll see how things go. So what I want to do, make sure I have the flight plan set up properly. And we're just basically, I'm using SimBrief to plan this flight. And let's go ahead and let's just get the route inside there. And I'm going to try and do this as best I can. So one of the first things that I do need to learn, like, is there a way to actually get like waypoints inside your flight plan? Really want to know how to do that. I actually have no idea. Sorry, not waypoints, airways inside the flight plan. So let's go ahead and let's add a waypoint. So the first one is a load 2. And enter that guy. Okay. And let's back out of here. Whew. What is going on there? I don't think that's the right one. Okay. That's not a good start. Okay. Actually, which airport am I starting? I'm gonna make sure I'm starting from the right airport. Okay. Alright, well, that's not good. Starting from the wrong airport from the start. I have no idea where I'm starting from. I think I chose the wrong one. So let's just remove that waypoint. Remove that. And I thought, pretty sure this is Aruba. I don't know. That's weird. Well, let's set it up properly. So this is actually supposed to be TNCA. Okay. Enter. Alright. And yeah, that's the right one. I don't know what TNCB was. Not sure what I was thinking there. But you know, we'll okay. So origin, and I'm gonna add the destination, which is SVVA. Enter. All right. Now let's try this again, and let's make sure we get the right things inside there. You know. If I can go back to SimBrief. Where the heck is SimBrief? I was just looking at it. Okay, so we'll go waypoint load to, enter, and then let's see. Oh God. I'm not even at the right airport. Oh jeez. This is stupid. Okay. Alright, let's do this again. How do you get out of this? Alright. We'll get out of this. Sorry about that. I told you, man, it's gonna be rough in the beginning. It's gonna be rough. Yeah, it's been pretty sweet so far, I must say. There is, as many people have complained about, there is like a lot. There's
Engaging autopilot.
a lot that needs to happen for this game to reach kind of the standard where it's supposed to be. But I mean, I think for what you're given, like out the box, for me, one of the biggest things is it's the graphics out the box. I mean, you're getting like payware level graphics, you know, right off the bat.
Pause system test. Okay.
All right. But there's still a lot of things that need to be improved. The flight dynamics for some of these planes, a lot of things are still kind of buggy. So, yeah, it's a lot. So, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? All right, just double check something. Okay, load 2. All right. Sorry, so this looks better now. And so we're going to finish putting in these waypoints. So load 2, we're going to go to Alcott. Enter. We'll take the closest one. And from Alcott, there is an airway. As I said, this is one of the things that I need help with, you guys, because, as I said, I absolutely have no idea how to do airways inside here. It's probably somewhere that's straightforward and easy to find, but I don't know what it is. So I don't know where to go. So we're just gonna skip that for now. Let's go Vunum. Enter. Okay, and then we're gonna end with PBL. That's the last one. PBL. Enter. Okay. And so let's zoom out. So yeah, this looks pretty good. So we hit done. Alright, yeah, so that gets us right to the airport. Oops, sorry. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so this gets us like right to the airport, and I'm going to use some charts, whatever that I was able to get my hands on, to determine kind of how we're going to get to the runway and all that. But one of the other things that we have to do is we're going to go procedures, and we are going to use we're going runway 11. We're supposed to be using that Lute 1. So there's a bunch of them. Okay, 1A. There is no 1A. Okay. Well, we're going to choose the first one to list for now. And hope that this doesn't put us too far out the way. Doesn't look like there's a transition here, so it's all good. So let's go ahead and load that. And we're just gonna zoom in. Alright. Alright. Cool. Alright, so once we get in the air and we get settled, then we're gonna go and we're gonna look at the approach plates for Valencia. We're supposed to be, or been given runway 28 for arrival. So we're gonna find a way to get in there. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get the plane all fired up. All right. So I'm gonna request a pushback, and kind of once we push back, we will get the engines fired up. I think we're a little close right now. Yeah, surrounded by equipment and blah blah blah. All right. So I'm gonna talk to the tower and tune ground. That's what I want to do.
Beatrix ground, Beechcraft Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo with Whiskey request taxi for takeoff east departure. Beechcraft Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo taxi to and hold short of runway 11 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.0 when ready.
Yeah, definitely didn't mean to hit that.
Taxi to and hold short runway 11 using taxiway Alpha Beechcraft Golf Sierra Kilo.
Just gonna tune the ATIS for now, just to see where we are weather-wise, and then go from there. Okay, I'll tune the ATIS and we're not getting anything. So I'll get that weather from the flight plan as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get pushback.
Beatrix ground, Beechcraft Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo requesting pushback. Beechcraft Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo pushback request accepted.
So gonna come, turn that off. I've gotten rid of the yoke just because there's a lot of stuff that I can't see when the yoke is there. Getting a little low voltage warning right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn the flight director. Gonna dial in, I think 18,000 is what we're going for today. Alright. And I'll try a flight change. Before I was using the vertical speed and bad things started to happen. Yeah, bad things started to happen, so I'm gonna try a flight change today, see what happens. But let's go ahead and let's get the engine started up in the meantime. Should probably turn the ignition on. Alright. Alright, and we're gonna stop this pushback.
Beatrix ground, Beechcraft Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo requesting the end of pushback. Beechcraft Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo request to end pushback received.
Alright, engine start. Everything's looking good so far. So one of the other things about this plane that I'm really trying to like understand is the prop controls, the torque settings, all that kind of stuff. What it's supposed to be in order to get the optimal climb and not get all the errors and all that sort of stuff. So a lot of that is what I've been trying to wrap my head around for like the past week. I don't know. I'm gonna fire up the second engine now. So we're getting complaints about pitot heat and all that kind of stuff. Low oil pressure, all of that. See, our ITT is like through the roof already. Maybe because they have these, it's the mixture full. I have no idea. So if anybody is really like knowledgeable about what I should be doing, like feel free to put that in the comments, so I can just get this right. You know what I mean? All right. So looking good there. One of the things I've also noticed is if you leave the ignition on after the engine started for some reason, your avionics will shut off.
Oral warning, okay.
Alright, so I'm just going to run up the engines a little bit. I think everything is good for the most part. And we're going to head towards the runway. So just another warning, well not warning, but another heads up is that I'm actually using a mod for this. This is a mod that somebody created that has some tweaks for like engine power and that sort of thing. So as I said, I'll link it in the description box below if you want to give it a try. But I was hoping that there would be an improvement with this over. Do I have the parking brake on still? No? Okay. Oh, oil pressure. Might be because I'm still running the engines like feathered right now. Or almost feathered. But yeah, so this aircraft is a mod. Basically because I was experiencing some weird issues initially with the default Beechcraft model. So although right now I'm not sure why the plane is doing this weird like slow bob up and down. I don't know if it's the runway is really lumpy or something, but sort of weird. Okay. So we're just taxiing along. Gonna go ahead and throw some like a notch of flaps down. What is up with this? That is weird. I don't know what's up with this runway right now. It's like it's a whole bunch of little hills or something. I don't know what's happening there. Anyway, we're just calmly taxiing towards runway 11. And we're going to start our climb out of Aruba. And I'm hoping that we can get some good visuals as we head out. And as I said, like when I get into the air, that's when I'm going to just kind of give a little more information about myself and kind of why, like what I'm looking for out of this channel, and you know, people that I like to watch and all that good stuff. So I'm liking how Aruba looks right now, though. I should just turn my prop power up because it keeps complaining. I didn't even realize Aruba had such a big airport. Oh, whoops. Going the wrong way. Sorry. Alright. So no traffic over here. Let's just get lined up. Not gonna worry for, you know, getting tower clearance and things like that, since we're not actually flying with ATC today. Just kind of following a flight plan. But let's get it set up for takeoff now. So let's go ahead. We're gonna adjust our trim a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's get our props to full. So flaps are already in position. I'm gonna set my heading to match. Alright. So altimeter is already selected. Alright. Good to go, yo. I did not turn my taxi lights on. Forgot about that. Put the landing lights on, stirrups on, tail flood on, and let's get going, y'all. Alright. Alright, I think I have my pitch set a little too high.
Beechcraft Golf Sierra Kilo, you were not cleared to take off.
Yeah, whatever, bro. Whatever. Alright. Drop the nose a little bit. Let's get the gear up. About 130. Let's turn the autopilot on. Now we'll go nav mode. Set the source to FMS. Yeah, let's do flight change mode. See what this does. So one of the things that I did forget to do is check the altimeter settings. I'm such a mess right now. See, this is why you need checklists. But supposed to be at 1008. So QNH 1008. Something else that I know how to do is change from inches to QNH. So I'm gonna add that to the list of things that I need to find out about for this aircraft. But I found a little converter here that I could use, and that'll help me out in the meantime. So that should be 29.77. Okay. So let's set that. Alright, so we should all be good. We should be good to go now. Once we hit 10,000 feet, landing lights will come off, and when we hit our cruise altitude, which is 18,000, then we'll go to standard. I want to stay there until it's time for us to descend. So I might give the props just a little more power, touch more. Because we're doing about like 130 right now, which is extremely slow. Well, I think it's alright for a climb, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on that because I don't want to like reach any stall speeds, anything like that, which I've done multiple times before. Right now we're climbing out at about 2,000 feet per minute. And I think when you use flight change mode, your descent speed is kind of based on your ascent speed is, or your descent speed is based on your airspeed. So I think like the lower you go, the faster you climb. Something like that. Could be way wrong. I don't know. But hopefully nothing blows up. Or we don't get into like stall mode, anything like that. But yeah, in the meantime, let's just go ahead and say a little more about myself. So, as I mentioned before, I'm kind of big on, well, not big on, but I'm heavily involved in like Caribbean culture, and I noticed that there's not a lot of like Caribbean, flight simmers out there who do a lot of travel in the Caribbean. And so when I say in the Caribbean, I mean outside of like the usual suspects like St. Martin, Saba, St. Bart's. So you don't really see too much travel anywhere else. So for my channel, I really want to focus on kind of showing people that the other parts of the Caribbean, that you don't really get to see in flight sim videos, you know. So as I said, today we're in Aruba. So I actually chose Aruba because Aruba, if you guys don't know, is part of the Netherlands Antilles. That's what it's called. So it's a group of Dutch islands in the Southern Caribbean, and they speak what's called Papiamentu. I don't really know if I pronounced it correctly, but it's a language that's kind of a combination of like Dutch, Spanish, you know, Creole, and so my grandmother, she actually lives in Curacao, and Curacao is the C in what they call the ABC Islands. So the ABC Islands are Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. So I just decided to start down here today for my first flight, and we'll probably do some flights from Curacao as well, and that sort of thing. So I apologize. It's been a really rocky start to this series. Well, this episode. A lot of talking in the beginning, a lot of nervous talking at the beginning, plus, you know, forgetting to do things, taking off with the wrong pitch, and all of that sort of thing. But knock on wood, things have settled a little bit now, and when we reach our cruising altitude, I'm going to go ahead and just like review the charts for Valencia, Arturo Michelena in Venezuela, and see if like just plan out the approach and just get that all lined up, so that when we do land, things will be all prepared, ready to go, and hopefully as uneventful as possible. All right. Oops, sorry about that. So, in terms of like YouTubers and everything that I like to watch, so because I was gone for 2 months, and I pretty much left to go back home to Bermuda like right when Flight Simulator had just gotten released. So that was around kind of mid to end of August, around that time. Alright, 1 second here. So we just hit 18,000. So the nose is pitching down, and I'm just going to dial back on the throttle a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to set the barometer to standard, which is 299.2. Alright. Yeah, so as I said, in terms of YouTubers that I follow, so there's obviously a lot of flight sim YouTubers out there, bunch of them. But the ones who I've been watching the most, or the one right now that I've been watching the most, his name is Clumsy, so Clumsy Gaming. So he does flight simulator videos, and he also does trucking videos. I don't really watch the trucking ones because I'm not interested in that, but I've learned a lot from watching his channel, and seems to be like a very, very nice guy, and like I'm hoping that his channel like grows even more. So other YouTubers that I watch as well, Flight Deck to Sim is another really good one. I think he's an actual Boeing 737 pilot, so he has a lot of videos on Boeing 737s, as well as other aircraft. Seems like a really nice guy as well, very, very knowledgeable. So like for those people who really want to get to understand aviation, that's another channel to go and watch. And the other one that I recommend is Q8 Pilot. I think that's what his name is. So there's literally a ton of YouTubers out there. I'm just kind of naming off the ones that I watch the most. But as we move on with other videos, I'm just gonna go and research a few more, because there's other names that are popping up in my head right now. But I don't really remember the names like that off the top of my head. But also interesting channels as well. So just kind of pointing you to other really good YouTubers. Captain Canada, he's another one. Does a lot of live streams. Yeah, man, the community is strong out there. So definitely, if you're watching this video, big up, share it, and really, as I said, just learn with me, man, because there's so much that I don't know about kind of what's going on here. And even as you can see, like the little things in terms of taking off and you know, trying to understand like the procedures and that sort of thing. There's a lot that I need to learn, and so you're gonna see me make a ton of mistakes on here. Don't roll your eyes. I see you rolling your eyes. But yeah, man, learn with me. Watch out for the bad landings. Get some laughs. Ask questions. Give feedback. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this channel moving forward. You know, it's been a long time since I've started a channel from scratch. I do have another channel floating out there, but I'm not going to plug it. And I'm gonna see if it actually shows up in my list of other channels. I don't know if it will or it won't, but I have another one, but that's like my private one. Doesn't really have like any subscribers, but I'd love to see this one kind of blow up. This is gonna be more focused, and I have kind of other old videos that I've done from like Flight Simulator that I might bring over. That they're not talking videos or anything, just kind of little clips of me flying. And yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. So what I'm gonna do now is kind of take a break, and when I come back, I will have the approach plates available. So we'll plan like how we're gonna do the landing in Valencia. All right. So I'm gonna go take a quick break, and I'll be back shortly. All right. All right. So this is the Fly Island guy. We are back. Still on the flight. So I really just wanted to take a little bit of time to go and research the approach that we're going to take into Arturo Michelena. So I'm going to pull up the approach plates. So this is the approach charts for Arturo Michelena. I don't know where honestly, like for a lot of places that you're flying into, you can really just kind of Google the approach plates and get them. So I know for me, because I'm not going to be flying into a lot of I'm not going to be flying into like a lot of like North American airports, at least like not right now. it's going to be a little tougher to kind of get my hands on approach plates. So I'm going to have to do like a little more searching for them. So I managed to find these. So as you can see, it's for SVVA. We're going into Arturo Michelena in Valencia, Venezuela. And Simbrief has given us the a flight plan from Simbrief is giving us the runway 28 approach. So I'm just going to do the RNAV approach. Now, what you need to understand is that this airport pretty much sits kind of like in a valley, sort of. It's the best way to explain it. There's a lot of hills on either side of it. So I've tried to fly this multiple times before, even in different sims using ATC, and almost 100% of the time they'll just vector me into a mountain. I don't know why, but they always do. So I'm going to try and use Pilot to ATC one of these days. I'm still in a trial version. I'm debating whether I should actually buy it, but I think it would be a good buy as training for VATSIM, which is what I want to get to at some point. But I'll see if they do a good job of a better job of vectoring me in. But as I said, it's a lot of hills on either side. It's very hilly, and you'll see that as we do the approach. So what I'm gonna do, and I just checked the flight computer to see if we can do that. We're gonna take this. We're gonna fly into the Gatog waypoint at 7,100 feet. When we hit there, we're gonna descend down to 4,500 feet to the. And I think this is. Yeah, I think this is 4,500 feet. I don't know if above the line means above and below means below. I don't know. But 4,500 feet is what we're going to aim for. And then we're going to go to the Guido waypoint. And from there, we're going to turn to heading 239. And we're going to descend down to 3,800 to Hanks. And from there, hopefully we'll capture the glide path and just descend down to the airport. So worst case scenario though is at this point we'll at least be able to see the airport, so I can hand fly the approach if the RNAV doesn't work, which is a high possibility, because I'm pretty sure it's because of my error that it didn't work, but it didn't work last time we did it and it hasn't worked a bunch of other times. But we'll see how it goes though. But by this point we should be able to actually see the airport, since we're only going to be like 7.2 nautical miles away from it. But we'll see how things go, okay? So based on this, let's go ahead and let's get this approach loaded in. Okay. So come inside here. Let's go to full. Oops, let's get rid of this. Full. Take the approach. RNAV 28 approach. We are going to use not the Atamu transition. That's if we were trying to approach from the south. We'll use the Gatog, as I just said. Okay. And we can go ahead and load this approach. This is the one that we want. And let's see. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. So this lines up with exactly what we see here. So Gatog. We go down to Guido, what's happening here. Guido, make the right turn, that should be Hanks, right there. And then Connor, and to the runway. Alright, looks good. Now, one of the things is I never know when to actually activate the approach. That's what I'm not too sure about. But in the meantime, we're just gonna wing it. Let's just wing it, you know, live dangerously. But what we want to do is make sure we're descending down to 7100. I will also check the altitude setting there. Okay. Weird. I'm not seeing any QNH settings for here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But, whatever. Let's just kind of, let's use, yeah, let's just go ahead and use 1008 again. Let's see, ATIS. Wonder if I could get the actual ATIS for the airport right now. Well, at least the weather, that'd be good. Alright. So I'm looking at the METAR right now. Info. Valencia Airport. Weird. I don't know if that's right. It's saying 2901. I don't know. That seems wrong. But anyway. Alright, I don't know. Let's just go with let's just go with, let's just leave it where it is for now. But we'll start descending towards GoTalk. So let's set it for let's set it for, let's go ahead and start a descent. I'm gonna try and be at 7100 by the time we get to Gatok. Alright. Too far. Okay. reset itself. Alright. Radical speed. Let's dial the power back a little. Let's do about 1,1500 feet per minute. There's a way to actually calculate this, but you know what? I don't know how. I'm gonna add that, as I said, to the list of things that I need to learn. Like I know there's calculations to determine your descent rate, and I actually have a precision calculator here as well. That I'm gonna check out actually. So it's precision descent calculator. So we're gonna say it's about 50 nautical miles that we're trying to get to Gatug, and our starting altitude was 18,000, and our target altitude is 7,100. And let's put in about 200 knots for airspeed, and it's computed. So 1,000 feet per minute. So yeah, I'm kind of clocking it right now. Yeah, since we're a little late, yeah, let's leave it at about where it is right now, about 1,200 feet per minute. And you know, if you gotta adjust as you go along, we'll adjust as we go along. It's not a big deal. I do realize though that I kind of said earlier that we just kind of get a look around at Aruba when we left, and then I spent the majority of the time in this mode, so you guys did not really see anything. So it's weird. It's weird kind of like talk right now because I'm recording this. It's kind of weird. I'm sort of talking to myself, but I'm trying to be cognizant about people who are watching, to make sure that they're like, you know, interested as well. You know what I mean? They're still captivated. So it's difficult. And this is kind of really new for me, but we'll see how things go. Alright. Also, I don't know why nobody told me that my flaps were still down for pretty much all of that, like takeoff and climb out. Obviously we needed it for takeoff, but I forgot to raise the flaps. Like I realized that after I had like cut the recording. So welcome to my world, but it is what it is. So yeah, everything's looking good right now. As I said, so all of this is kind of like hill. It's all hill. And so when you're flying in, like you have to be really careful about your altitude as you're coming in. So that's why I was really excited to get the approach plates for this airport, because then this really allowed me to kind of safely navigate and get like a proper approach into Arturo Michelena, which is awesome. But yeah, we'll see how things turn out. We still got to make the landing, and that's the most important part, and that's the part that I screw up on a lot as well. So I'd love to give you guys a buttery landing like first video, but I probably jinxed it already. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I think as well, maybe in the next video or two I will kind of tell you guys about my setup that I'm using right now, in terms of like mic and computer and joystick, and well, not the monitors. Nobody cares about that. Well, no, people do, but mine aren't fancy. In fact, I'm the kind of person who, when it comes to monitors, I kind of get the cheapest monitor I can get my hands on, because I don't really care too much about like refresh rates and all that kind of stuff. I just want a clear picture, so what I normally do is I'll get a cheaper monitor, but I'll stick with brand name. So right now I have 2 Samsung monitors here. Now I think I have 1 or 2, I think I have an LG monitor and like a Samsung monitor out of my desk, so, or my other desk where I work. So yeah, I'm not too big. I don't really care about 4K like that. That's something that I should care about, yes, but yeah, that's not something that I'm really too interested in right now. But yeah, I just like to have a monitor that's functional, and the more monitors the better, and you can get a lot more if you keep getting really expensive monitors, right? So alright, so we're descending slowly now, and if you kind of look off in the distance, it's kind of scary, because as you can see, there's a lot of like mountain range, and that's what you really got to be careful of. Okay. But if this doesn't lead us wrong, hopefully we will be alright. So as I said, I'm really scared right now. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we shall see. I'm like lagging really bad right now as well. Like I can see with these numbers, I can see when I'm like looking around. So yeah, my video card's struggling right now, but that's also something that I'm looking to upgrade sometime in the near future. So yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I'll save all that for another video. Okay, so we should be making the left turn soon for Gatug, sorry. And yeah, that 1,000 feet per minute looked about right. And what I'm going to do is when I get to Gatug, I'm going to activate the approach. Now that's another thing. I don't really know when to activate the approach. Look at it again. Yeah, start to Gatug. Alright. So I guess what I could try to do is when I hit Gatug is when I'll actually activate the approach. But we'll see. Alright, so we're about just over 2 nautical miles from PBL, and we'll be making a left turn. So again, some nice views of Venezuela on the left here. That looks beautiful. I like what I see. I like what I see. So in fact, like the airport should be off to our right somewhere. I have a feeling it's sort of like behind these mountains, or maybe like I think. Yeah. But right now we've leveled off at 7100. And now we're heading towards Gatug now. So we're about 11.5 nautical miles outside of, or away from there. And once we pass Gatug, I'm going to start configuring the flight for landing. Configuring us for landing, or the plane for landing. So actually, since I'm below 10,000 feet, my landing light should be on now. And like, I guess we might start dropping flaps and gear to like drop speed around by Jenks right there. And while they're talking, I totally forgot to speed up because we reached our cruising altitude. Obviously, multitasking is not my strong point right now, which is kind of horrible if you're going to be a pilot. But, you know, we're only human, right? Okay. So I'm actually pretty curious as to how this will work out. Honestly, I'm a little nervous right now that we're like parallel to the mountains right now. Oh dear. But I mean, I'm flying according to the instructions. So I'm hoping we get down in one piece, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a tricky place to land. If you don't know the area that well. So that's really what's making me nervous right now. Let me try and do an external camera view. So I'm making a turn now. So I wonder if the airport's like back here somewhere. I don't know. Alright. Well, I'm trusting this approach plate's not trying to kill us. But I am not 100% sure right now. So this is a problem that I've 100% always ran into. Actually, Jenks is in between. So Jenks is where we're heading next. So staying at this altitude should get us over this mountain. Because I think we dropped down to 45. We dropped down to 4,500 after this. So woof, my palms are sweaty. Oh Lord. Whew. All right. For some reason as well, it's thundering, which is weird because there's not a cloud in the sky. Alright. And actually, I'm going to activate the approach. I forgot to do that just now. Turn this off. Okay. Ooh, boy. I'm scared. Alright. Let's start to get ready for landing. I'm gonna dial back on the airspeed. So I'm gonna dial back along the airspeed, and I'm gonna start dropping flaps. Sorry, that should get us down. That should slow us down a good amount. And once we cross Jinx. Okay, we're heading towards Guido now. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start descending to 4,500. Okay. And vertical speed. Alright, so we got over the mountain. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. So we got over the mountain. Thank you, Jesus. So now we're just going to get ready, get set up for our final approach. So we have to get down to 4,500, and we have to do it quickly. Because the next waypoint, which is Guido, is coming up very quickly. So I just want to make sure we're kind of at the right speeds. Well, not the right speeds, sorry. I want to make sure we're hitting everything at the right altitudes. Okay. So we're a little high right now. Gonna drop
Landing gear.
second notch of flap.
Gear.
Get our landing gear warning. Okay. Just give it a little more power. And we should be starting the right turn now for Hanks. So now gonna go down to 3,800. So we got our gear down. Alright. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and arm our approach. And just hope that this works. We'll see. Airport should be kind of somewhere out here. Oops. Should be somewhere out in front of us. Or we're going to be turning. Oh, here it is. It's right here in the corner. It's right there. So we should be making our base turn now. As I said, one thing I never realized was that RNAV approaches were so easy. Like, well, I thought all this time, well, I knew that RNAV approaches were considered like non-precision, but I thought that that was just something you just hand fly. You just let FMS line you up at the runway and then you hand fly it down. But I didn't realize there was an actual like glide path that your aircraft would follow if you hit the approach button. So let's see if this works. Alright. So we're doing about just over 100 knots. I'm gonna go full flaps. Oh, actually I'm already full flaps. Okay, good. Whew, my heart is beating right now. It's racing. It's racing. So as I said, last time for me this didn't work. I don't know if it's because I armed the approach too late. I don't know what it was, but it looks like it's, I don't know. Let's see, I don't know. The airport is looking kind of high now. Okay, yeah, so it didn't work, of course, so I'm going to disable the autopilot and just hand fly the rest of the way. And I promise you, we'll get there in one piece. Okay. So I'm really just trying to control my trim and my airspeed. And then if I can see the pappies. $500. Alright. It's a little excited. I don't know why I was excited about that. So glide path looks good. Just aim for the center. No quick movements. I did not adjust my throttle. I always forget to do that. Okay. Just gonna cut it. We're just gonna. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Arturo Michelena. It got us here in one piece. We did not die. I'm just gonna milk this reel out because I'm scared. But all's well that ends well. I felt like we came in a little hot, but I did notice before that actually helps things a little bit when you're landing. You're a little more stabilized, I guess. Alright, so we're going to take this taxiway here. Alright, get these guys up. Coming off the runway. We're just gonna go straight ahead. We're just gonna go straight ahead and park. Of course, this little van's gonna get in front of us. Clean up the flaps. Landing lights off. You bring our props down. And strobe off. And that is it. Alright. Let's set the parking brake and let's act like this disaster of a flight, how it started, did not happen. Gonna go ahead and cut the engines. Turn all our lights off. Welcome, folks. Welcome, 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 welcome. Alright. Turn our avionics off. So that was absolutely nerve-wracking. But, you know, all's well that ended well. We managed to safely get over those mountains, and it was a pretty smooth landing, so I'm happy about that. I don't know what's up with that RNAV. As I said, if someone can point me in the right direction of what I did wrong, that would be great. If you watch this whole video, you are a boss, and I appreciate you. Be sure to like, comment, you know, don't be mean. But in all honesty, like, comment, subscribe. Love to know if anybody can let me know like things that I did wrong. Ideally, what I want to do, especially with the Beechcraft, is get like a custom checklist that I can really go through and kind of check things off as I go along. And just give me a shout out, say hey, you know. But it's been awesome, you guys. It's been really awesome. And I'm glad that everything ended well. First flight, we got here safely. So, you know, let's go get some drinks now. Let's go and enjoy ourselves. We're here in Venezuela. A lot of beautiful women, so I've heard. So I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm going to be trying to do at least 1 or 2 videos a week. And I'm really looking forward to taking this journey with you guys. All right. So this is your boy, the Fly Island Guy, tuning out, and I'll talk to you next time.